Okay, well, May is the month of Mary. We've spoken about this before in the past. Give us some accounts, if you can remember, when you're in the Catholic Church, of what May means to Catholics, please.
Yeah, I mean, May is the month of Mary, and October is very important as well for the Rosary. I remember 4 things about the May is the month of Mary. The first thing that you were instructed was to say the Rosary, a daily saying of the Rosary. The second, I remember, for children to find a poem about Mary, if you could find one. The third thing was that it all culminated in, now before I come to the crowning of the statue, Catholic families are encouraged to have a statue in their home of Mary displayed in a prominent role with little votive candles round which would be lit so that the family or visitor would know that this was the month of Mary, and you had these little plaster statues, and it would all culminate probably in the last Sunday of May with the carrying of this big statue on a sort of platter with about 3 foot high statue. It would be carried around the church garden if they had a garden and so forth, and everybody would sing all the Marian hymns and so forth. Great shame really, because she was the mother of Jesus, but she can't hear any of it, can she? She's oblivious to what's going on. So in a way I think it's blasphemous, and it's a shame that Catholics don't realise this.
And October? What happens in October?
Well, October is Rosary, of course, and the Rosary is very prominent, not so much the carrying of the statue because of the weather, but May, the lovely weather and so forth, and the flowers. May, the Rosary to be said.
What is the Rosary, for those who don't know?
Well, the Rosary is some beads, 10 Hail Marys, one Our Father, and the glory be to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And it counts different parts of Christ's life, the Ascension and the Crucifixion and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, now the Pope is in the Middle East at the moment. What do you want to say about that quickly?
Well, the Pope, yes, he's on a 4-day charm offensive, as somebody was saying on CNN. Yesterday he was in Jordan, and he met the King of Jordan. And interestingly, I was talking to another Bible expositor who studies all of these events, and he thought there could be some belief that the King of Jordan, I'm not sure of his name, is it King Ahmed? I can't remember.
King Hussein, isn't it?
King Hussein, that's right, he has an American-born wife,
yes,
doesn't he? Could be a precursor to the Antichrist. But yes, Benedict arrived yesterday, or Joseph Ratzinger as we call him, Ratti as we used to call him years ago, for the beginning of this 4-day visit. He's in Jordan. I think he goes on to Egypt, and I think he goes on to Israel, and so he's going to visit a Palestinian settlement. The other thing is, today he's gone to the biggest mosque in Jordan, and I know you want to say something about mosques.
Well, I think it's amazing that of all the religions of the world, it's the so-called Christian faith which is reaching out to the Muslims.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I cannot think of any mosque anywhere in the world which has done an Alpha course.
Interesting, yeah. Now, why do you think that is?
I think it's amazing that these churches are bending over backwards, and next month President Obama is going to Egypt.
What have you heard about this Egyptian trip?
Well, once again, why are we reaching out to Islamic countries?
And he certainly has reached out to Islamic countries. Just getting back to Ratzinger, he went to Turkey, remember, a few years ago, and he said some very disparaging things about Islam, apologised very quickly afterwards, yeah. And I think soon after that he said something about Pope Pius XII, this was the Pope who was the Pope during the Second World War, something about he'd done all he could for the Jews, and then he quickly changed that round. This is all part of the programme to have Pope Pius XII become a saint in the Catholic Church, the canonisation.
Yeah. But it is amazing that the Catholic Church has the belief that the God of Catholicism is the same as the God of the Islamic faith. What do you think of that?
That's right, yeah, that's right. Well, that's absolutely blasphemous, isn't it? Because they don't recognise Jesus as being the Son of God, but an itinerant preacher.
An Islamic prophet, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, yes. And Mary, what about Mary? Did we see that she's going to marry...
I think Muhammad said in a pre-existence, he married Mary.
This is absolute blasphemy, and here you have the last Pope putting his hand on the Quran and actually kissing it. Now, I've got 3 children, I've got 4 grandchildren. Somebody said to me, hey, these aren't your children, are they? Not your children at all, legitimate. I certainly wouldn't take the guy's hand and kiss it. I'd give him something else.
Yeah.
There we are. That's right, this is the blasphemous thing about it.
What do you think of this? For many, many years, the Catholic Church said they're the one true church, defender of the faith, and here they are, in bed with the Muslims and the Hindus and so on and so forth, and I wonder what the old style Catholic would think.
Well, the old style Catholic would be absolutely appalled, but of course you've got to have Vatican II since then, and in the interfaith group you've got to have everybody within this group. Amazing times that we're going through, but these are end times, and we're waiting for the Antichrist to come along.
Okay, from a very windy Manchester, I'm going to sign out now. Thank you, and God bless you.
Maranatha.